Hey guys, it's Matt. I haven't done a a video appearing before you guys in a while. I can see why, Matt. You look like hell. You probably gained 5 pounds. I've been to my stylist, $50 to do this. You believe that shit? Been drinking more. I'm all right. Let's just. There's already talk. There's already talk. Oh, they're bringing it back again. You know what? I am so I don't get. Oh, as soon as I start talking, Zara's got to come over. By my heel, I care not. I don't care what they do. You know what the greatest news? It's showing its ass again. You know the greatest news of all time, guys? Of all time. If there's one thing to remember, if Matt just the channel just goes away and maybe you've been here for 10 years or more, the one thing to remember, well, I hope you remember a few, I brought a few things to the table over the years in this community. The one thing that I would put at the forefront, or at least I'd pick as my top three, is how hard they have to work while we're alive or in this life, in this reality system. It gives so much away. It tells you what little power they have. Would anybody listening to the sound of the words that are coming out of my mouth say they're not constantly working? I'm going to do it. Getting up in our business every day. Oh, here's a new threat of it's coming back. Look what they're doing in China, and people sending me these babies in pods. Here, Matt's getting emails after email after email after babies in pods, babies in pods. There's no babies in pods. It's ectolife. Ectolife is the video being sent around about babies. Babies don't need wombs anymore, Matt. Haven't you seen this video? And I'm not picking on any. I've received this from a lot of people. It's meant to make its way around the truth community, and we're propagating it and doing exactly what it wants. Um, and it's just a coincidence too that the promotional video for Ectolife, where there's no need for, if you haven't seen it, this is brand new. It's making its way around the truth community. You probably will see it soon. There's no need for a mother's womb. Who would need that? And it's just a coincidence that the way they present these babies, all the pods are lined up exactly like scenes from the Matrix. They're not trying to elicit anything from the truthers or elicit any sort of emotions. No, they wouldn't do that. Matt, this is something, they're not quite there, of course, but this is a concept video, and they must be right around the corner from actually being able to grow these babies in pods. It's just a coincidence that it looks exactly like the Matrix. Matt, you're not suggesting they're trying to elicit something from the truth community. No, they've never done that. Why would I suggest that? No. What this is, in my opinion, they make it seem like it's right around the corner. It's a concept video. It's a Ray Kurzweil type concept video. So real creator beings, real spirits, timeless entities like me and like you, only that type of being would be listening to a video like this. This channel is not a big hit with NPCs. How do you know, Matt? Have you done Gallup polling? No, but I would imagine it's not a big hit with the NPCs and the golems of this realm. So they're doing a Ray Kurzweil on us. They want real creative generator beings, quantum generator beings. Oh, that triggers me, that word, Matt. Whatever. Consciousness came first. All right, that's all we need to know. We'll get there in just a moment. They want real people to believe this is right around the corner because in some way that helps manifest it for Ray Kurzweil. That's the way he went on tour and was talking about the brain chip. And then Elon Musk came out and was talking about the brain chip. And fortunately, doesn't seem to be working out for those two geniuses very well. But you talk about it, you have real people believe it's just around the corner, then the real people believing in it actually help manifest and create the reality. That's how it works. That's how it works. We know that by now. Because why else are they constantly getting up in our business for this reason? And then on the other side of it, the 179 and a half degrees away from that is the fear aspect. The fear, the anxiety, the worry, the stress, because then that's their sustenance, and they feed on that. The way Elric's sword, Stormbringer, and Elric of Melniboné or whatever it was called, fed off souls. That's their sustenance. All right, that's the baby thing, the ecto life thing. Don't propagate it because that's what it wants us to do. I'll make sure I insert a picture so you know what I'm talking about. Until I walk around a corner in a mall and there's a baby growing in a damn glass jar, I'm not going to believe it. I don't believe it, any of this, until I know it to be true. Until I know it to be true, they're trying to get me to help manifest it. Okay, that's been said. Getting back to what I said earlier, this would be in the half page or is in the half page. One of the most important things, can't talk about it enough, is how hard they have to work on us. They're the Terminator. They're the Terminator. They're tireless. It never stops. The endless propaganda promoting fear, the next cake in a lake event to get us attached to this or emotionally invested in that. How hard they have to work says two things. I've said this before, but you can't say it enough. It says how pathetically weak and desperate they are. Hey, maybe they have some money here, and this is their little fiefdom, this little snow globe, if you back up far enough and look down, is an absolute joke to something like us, an absolute, somebody tell a joke. It's a joke if you back up far enough. Now they're big fish in a really small pond. Matt, this gigantic Earth system is really small. I bet if you back up in all that there is and all that there ever will be, whatever you call universes, if you believe multi-universes or the Marvel universes, or it's a joke. So what if Melvin P and his ilk have power here? Oh, gee, that's just great. Because they have to keep working so hard. That proves how pathetic they are. And you know what's more important? It proves how powerful you are. It's that simple, guys. And once you realize this, what's the biggest question for the graduate level truther right now? Once you realize what was just said, how pathetic they are, which tells you how powerful you are, it help just by if you are being used as food on an entity running around here that needs in some way to live on your stress and your fear, it tells you how powerful you are. So once you truly understand that, the big graduate level truther question, oh, what do we do with death? Do we go? And the question that I just am so tired of at this point, do we go into the light or do we not go into the light? Well, you know what we've learned or should have learned in first grade, going back to the light beer from Miller commercials about less filling or taste great, that there's probably more than two choices. So the entire community inside of Truth is worried about go into the light, don't go into the light. Matt, didn't you see the Star Trek Voyager episode with Janeway? Yeah, I saw it. This is my first Truth rodeo. I saw it, and I've talked about it, and it's very interesting. But there's probably more than two options. Matt, you don't seem very worried about it. The key moment at the moment of death when that white light may appear, you don't seem very worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Well, Matt, then do you travel into the astral and go out of body and commune with your higher self? No, I can't do anything like that. I simply, as usual, I've done the same thing since I started doing this 12 or 13 years ago. I simply observe. I see and record how hard they have to work to shape our belief set, how they never stop, how they can never take a day off or potentially lose control. That means they're not powerful. I am. And they have to work so hard to shape my belief set, and they don't have me so securely and so confidently at the moment of death. If they were, see, the way a lot of the truth community presents it, that this beautiful white light comes, and what are you going to do? The love draws you in, and that just recycles you right back through David Icke's moon. If you go into that light, you come right out David Icke's moon, plop right back down. Like I guess it's like being John Malkovich. You just plop back down into another body after your short period of Bardos. And that light. How do you get? Because Matt, your first cat Belle is in there, and you want to be with Belle. I want to be with Belle, and your grandmother is in there, and it's such an incredible trick that they've set up. Then, well, why are they working so hard around me here and now? Okay, I've said that. You understand what I'm saying? It'd be like what they would be if they had us so securely at the most key moment. At the moment their trick was rock solid, wouldn't they be more like sitting back with I'm not going to put my feet up, but like Illuminati headquarters. Better do that on the other Better do that on the other. Illuminati headquarters. Are we working hard, Joe? Are we working hard today? Now we got him. 99 point whatever percent go into that damn white light. We don't have to work hard. What are we doing today then? If we're not going to work, we don't have to work hard on these souls anymore. We going to go golfing? All right. Make sure you bring enough beers out. You last time we ran out of beer on the 12th hole. You son of a beach. If it was so, they work too hard. I'm no genius, but that tells you they don't have you. Their positions are not that secure. Am I missing something here? All right, I pause just to make sure I'm going to present this properly. My belief set in this area as it exists now. I'm sure somebody was throwing rubber duckies. If I'm going to talk about this, Matt, you better right down to the detail put forth your belief set instead of sitting up here confident. I ain't worried. Well, what do you believe is exactly going to happen to you if you ain't worried? It's all braggadocio, you son of a beach. I'll tell you. Okay, now look. One of the big things that I have talked about this in the past, and I believe I even mentioned it in the book. Yep. One of the few, maybe we should be on guard a little bit to remember a few things going into the moment of death. Not that we're terribly concerned that we're going to be sucked back through David Icke's moon, but the first thing is make sure you're really dead. This is like giving advice to somebody who's going on a first date or something. The way yeah, well, why? It's if you back up far enough, and once you realize like who you really, it is, you will look back on this experience and like we were so worried about death. It'll seem so pathetic from another aspect of yourself looking back. It really will. That's what we're told here by these minions and these Melvin P creatures to fear it and worry about this and worry about the light. Okay, Matt, just first off, make sure you're really dead. All right? What does that mean? It means, okay, there's no doubt that these golems and minions and those that stand behind the screen, whatever is here in this snow globe, is pretty adept at putting forth a variety of different tricks. Tricks that mostly work on the masses. Okay, that we'll agree on that, of course. Yeah, Matt, my sister falls for everything. Okay, we agree. We don't have to go back there. We've been doing that for 10 years. So why would I must assume that there could be this limbo, little mini area where I'm not quite dead, where potentially their tricks here could still work on me. And maybe that's what the light is all about. I don't know why I want to keep calling this a green room. I don't, but just some like room off to the side. So it's like, okay, we're dead. I see my body. The doctor pronounces me. Oh, here comes this archonic being to talk to me. Here comes this light. Whatever might happen. Be like, first off, you're dead. I don't think there's no time that's gonna expire. There's like a little hourglass, so the Jeopardy music starts playing. You know that at Final Jeopardy, you have till the end of the song to write your answer down. Doo doo. If you don't write that answer down by the end of the song, you don't get you don't get to put forth your answer. So I don't think that's going to happen. See, we're dead. So I don't think anybody's turning over an hourglass where we have to do certain things by a certain time period. I want to make sure I'm dead. All right? It's like, okay, how do I know you're not part of the same trick? Well, you're dead. You see your body. Well, I'm not going to do anything right now, you son of a beach. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to go investigate your light but this light will close up. This portal will close up on you. Oh, so let me get this straight. The loving beings, oh, I see, there's my cat Belle, and whatever your religion may be, there's Jesus, if that's your religion, there's Buddha, there's your grandmother, all the loving beings in the white light, they're not going to wait forever. They'll close that portal up on your broke ass. Say, well, wait a second. I just came from an area that I know is basically one gigantic trick. Matt, you keep looking off the side. Are you really communing with something? I'm not really talking or communing with anything. I'm just doing this for effect, for the video. Matt, you're a crazy son of a bitch. He's communing with something right in the middle of this video. I'm not communing with anything. It's just for the video. Say, look, I don't know who you are. You look like a nice archonic being. I just came from a major trick down there. Now, I'm no genius, but I gotta assume you're part of that trick. No, this is completely different. You're dead. How do I know I'm dead? This could be part of your trick. I'm going to wait it out, make sure I'm fully dead. You're prepared to wait out? I'm prepared to wait it out. I ain't going back through David Icke's moon. But this portal of light will close. Why would it close? The loving beings, that are waiting for me, whether it be your whatever your religion may be, Jesus or my grandmother or my I can see bells in there. I guarantee you, my cat Bell ain't gonna close that portal on me or whatever's in there pulling me back towards the love. Are they gonna be like, oh, Matt? They're standing in the beautiful light with the love. We've waited for your broke ass long enough. If you need to get it, why are you pushing me? See, if they're pushing you, then it is like Janeway's father in that episode of Star Trek Voyager. Then that's not potentially real. If they're loving beings or associated with God or Jesus, well, if they'll understand you're being skeptical coming from a realm of tricks from the moment you were born to the moment you die, they'll keep that portal open forever until you're ready or whatever you need to do. Maybe you want to crawl around and look for Wes Penray's grid or whatever. There's no rush is the point. What's the big do I you Matt, there's no water and food to drink. You don't got no cheesesteaks up there. Why do I need to eat cheesesteaks? I'm dead, right? What's the big I don't have to figure out exactly if I have to immediately go into the light or not. Am I missing something here? Um, I just want to make sure if well, Matt, if you say you manifest what what you take your mental state at death is what you will manifest, and I do believe there's a huge truth in this. What you will bring on yourself is basically what you take into the moment of death. Have you shed all of its baggage? All of it wants you to be fearing it, worrying. Have I been a good enough person? Will I be able to, it wants you to take all that into death. And we are fallible in this body, in this avatar. We're not going to be perfect. So maybe there is a little tiny bit of baggage I take with. It's not going to give them a whole lot to work with. I assure you that because of the work I am doing now, will continue to do for the rest of my life. The work we're doing that our cousins and our friends are not doing, they're just falling for everything. So it's like, yeah, what chance do they have if there are tricks at death? Not much. So I know this isn't a very Christian perspective. There's a lot of Christians here, but this is my belief set. You know, we still have a lot in common. Sorry. So I don't think if it is some sort of a trick, I believe the trick will still be somewhat attached to this realm. So if you are truly dead, I don't believe whatever creatures here running around calling for, global charming and saying about primate change and communing with the company spaghetti scrimmages and shit. I don't believe they're that powerful. They'll be able to literally if they're playing tricks on you, it's some sort of like intermediate netherworld that's still close to this place. That's my belief. So maybe in that regard, like a Wes Penray could be right. Just got to get out of the green room. Once you're truly dead, no, I don't believe. If you were truly dead, um, whatever put you here, your higher self, your God, whatever your religion is, potentially past relationships you had, the way I presented, for example, the last conversation before you incarnated, I don't believe these creeps will have power in that realm. It might appear to you like you're dead. Well, how long will it take to decide if we're dead or not? I don't know, but there's no Jeopardy music playing. What's the big deal? You don't need no cheesesteaks and food and drink, right? You're dead. I'm not worried about it. It's like I'm not going to get in that light. I'm going to figure. I'm going to do what I need to do here. And again, guys, the beauty of it, and there's nobody that can argue the other position to this one point. Whatever loving thing is in that light, if you need time to decide, maybe you need 1,000 years before you'll consider going in. The loving thing is not going to close that portal up, or it ain't very loving. Am I missing something? Your Jesus is standing in the light, or your relatives is like, we're tired of waiting on your ass. Didn't you see that stupid ass horrible season 3 of His Dark Materials or whatever? That is horrible. That season 3, but I keep watching it. That stupid kid with a knife, it's like he can open worlds and close worlds. They're gonna be like, we're just zipping. We've given you enough time, Matt. But can't you give me a break? You do, don't you see? My whole lifetime, I just came from a giant trick. I need more time. You've had enough time. Michael Jackson's playing for all of us tonight. We gave your broke ass a chance, and boom, the lights down. And they say, fuck him. Is that going to happen? Uh, am I missing something? It gets back to why they're constantly trying to shape you, mold you from a real hobbit into Schmeagol, into Gollum, where you consider yourself, most people consider themselves going into the moment of death a very low creature, not using their entire lifetime to understand who they really are or how powerful they must be, considering all these golems and minions are trying to feed. So they're trying to get you to have a certain mindset or belief set, of course, going into death. That comes right from the start, from the fear of death. Even a horror movie, running from Jason and the person with the hockey mask or whatever, it's the fear of death. It's all, the whole realm is set up to fear it. In my opinion, if you have this baggage, these fears, and people around us that haven't investigated the things we have, just do they really have a chance? Re-recording again this segment. Um, I think 15 to 20%, maybe 10 to 15% of people here consider themselves in some way Christian. Okay, what was just said didn't come out right. But I have to be blatantly honest. My positions are in no way Christian. I appreciate the Christians that are still here. We have a lot in common in terms of our struggles against these creeps. But, you can't really have a conversation about the moment of death and just ignore this topic either. So all I can be is blatantly honest, and hopefully you won't unsub me, whatever. But obviously, my position is in no way Christian. I understand 10 to 15 or more percent people believe that all this conversation about finding the way out is irrelevant because Jesus Christ will be your way out as your Savior. I don't know who this person is, Jesus Christ. I am in no way at this moment in time, maybe I will change in the future. At this moment, I am not interested in any way of giving my power away or putting it in some entity's hands that I don't know and I don't know at all. Okay, that is my just hardcore my belief set. I've had people suggest to me for almost 13 years that I should find Christ. I don't know who this person is. On a whim, or I believe the Bible's Mandela affected. I know it's Mandela affected. The Lion and the Lamb. Um, Judge not, lest ye be judged. Change to judge not, lest ye be not judged. Change to judge not, that ye be not judged. I trust, and I haven't read the Bible extensively, as you know, but those that have used to talk to Dan at Scarab Performance a lot, and I trust hundreds of people that are very Christian that believe the Bible is very Mandela affected. So that's kind of a problem now too. I mean, if one line has changed, then what else has changed, right? I mean, so guys, look. Um, as I've said, and my fallback is the same. We have more in common than where we don't. I'm not looking to give my power away to anything. I don't know why it has to be one size fits all. It's always presented as one size fits all. Maybe Jesus Christ is your way out, but why does that mean it has to be my way out? We might be two completely different things. How do we know? How do we know? Um, the atheist would say, well, everybody that believes this is wrong. And the Christian would say, well, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ as your way out, you're wrong. It's all, again, applying one size fits all to everyone. Who knows what my role is here before I was put in here? In other words, I don't, it just doesn't, Matt, it's hard to talk about. All right. Okay. I'm not there yet. My position um, is one of confidence going into the moment of death. I am more of a believer in what Tony has talked to me about many times over the years, where there's a spiritual aspect of us that's not here, some call higher self, that we are here in this reality system as one part of a greater whole. I don't believe the entirety of my spiritual nature, My soul is inside the body. I believe there are parts of me that are not here. And we're here to do certain work for our spiritual whole. It is a life that is not to be wasted. It's to come to certain realizations and do certain sets of work. And a big part of that, not talked about here, but I've talked about it many times, is using this place to drop off baggage, a place where you can just, without any sort of fine, just throw your trash out the window and it's just fine. I don't mean that literally, of course, but your whatever baggage is a place to drop it. I really believe that. And we'll talk about in the future, there's a lot of ways to do that. So I guess it's like painting yourself in a corner, right? There's nowhere left to go here, but I'm not worried about tricks at death. I don't believe we're trapped here. None of the common sense evidence lines up to any of this. Um, and all you have to do to remind yourself as to what is pretty close to truly going on here, we'll never know exactly, is to just see how hard these creeps have to work on us and how they can never take a day off. And once you see through that, then I'm going to be in the same position going into the moment of death that my friends, family, neighbors, everybody believes everything that comes on the news. Everybody believes every bit of propaganda laid down. All these people believe in what Joe Biden says, and I mean, so they're going to have the same chance that I have. I don't. It's ridiculous to me because I've seen through it. You've seen through it. I've done the work here. My cousins or whoever down the street here haven't. They've fallen for every bit of the trick. But this is where I don't want to get back into a Christian conversation. We'll continue the Christian conversation going forward. But I'm doomed. I've done the work and I see the trick. But my all these relatives over here, they've fallen for every bit of the trick, done everything that Dr. F said to do. They've gone out and voted. They've done every single bit, believe in every single propaganda story and every single bit of false history. Yet they've given themselves to Jesus Christ. They're out and they're rewarded, and I'm doomed. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't fit with me. It doesn't line up with common sense. But we'll continue. We'll continue the conversation going forward. And I appreciate the Christians still being here. One day, when I say too much, I'll look and the sub count will be down 10,000. That'll be the end of that. But I'm not. At least you know I'm telling you the truth. I'm not here to lie to anybody. I'm not gonna try to dance around it and say what I think everybody wants to hear. I don't. That's not what I'm all about. So thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you soon.